Excavations at Fort Rock Cave began in 1938, led by anthropologist Luther Cressman. Artifacts included wood, stone tools, shell beads, obsidian, basket fragments, and most famously, 95 sandals woven from sagebrush bark, which were found underneath layers of pumice from the last Mount Mazama eruption. This was an important find because anthropologists had previously believed that humans began inhabiting the region 4,500 years ago. Yet the last Mount Mazama eruption was approximately 7,000 years ago. Therefore, the artifacts were at least 7,000 years old. Later, the artifacts were determined to be from 9,000 to 13,000 years old, which made them the oldest dated artifacts in North America at the time. Known as the father of Oregon archaeology, a title bestowed to him by my father, Luther Cressman conducted pioneering archaeological work in the 1930s through the 1960s and established the broad outlines of Oregon ancient human history and occupation by the native peoples. His contribution is especially noteworthy as he had no formal training in archaeology or natural sciences. His PhD was in sociology. Cressman was born in 1897. In 1918, he earned his BA in classics and then joined the military near the end of World War I. In 1923, he became an ordained priest and married Margaret Mead, one of the students in his circle. Margaret Mead was an American cultural anthropologist who was often controversial as an academic. Margaret Mead is most famous, perhaps, for her 1928 ethnographic work, Coming of Age in Samoa. From her research, she contrasted adolescence in Samoa with that in America, raising questions about nature versus nurture. Mead believed childhood, adolescence, gender, and sex relations were largely driven by cultural practices and expressions. Cressman eventually ended up living in Eugene, Oregon, with his new wife, Dorothy Cecilia Locke, his companion until her death in 1977. Luther worked at the University of Oregon until his retirement. In 1968, he was looking for a replacement and interviewed my dad for the job. Luther asked my father some difficult anthropology questions and was happy with his responses. Luther told my dad, "You defend yourself well, young man," and unilaterally hired him on the spot. One time Luther and Cecilia babysat my brother and me, and we accidentally left behind some of our Lincoln log toys. Luther returned our toys later in a paper sack with the depth and grid designation where he found them, as if they were an archaeological artifact. He was a kind man with a sense of humor. He also gave us his fishing rods and creels, which we have to this day. Cressman passed away in Eugene in 1994 at 96 years old.